Hey, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel. Today is my second Hallowreads video, which is a supernatural scavenger hunt. So basically that's just like a fun game that I can use to kind of give you guys book recommendations with like different supernatural creatures in them. So I have each supernatural creature written on a little slip of paper that I have in this witch hat. And basically I will just pull one out and then try to find a book on my shelf that has that creature in it that I think would be really fun for you guys to read. So yeah, I guess we'll get started. All right, let's see. All right, so the first one is zombies. I don't know if I have to show you, but okay. The first one is zombies. So I think I only have one book on my shelf that has zombies in it, which that book is Alice in Zombieland by Gina Showalter. And yeah, I think it's the only one with zombies in it, but it's super cool. It's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, but it's in a world with zombies. So I actually really like this one. I know some people don't really like it too much, but I definitely think it'd be fun to give a shot. So this is the only one I have, and I can't really think of any other zombie books. So if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments below because I'd love to read some more. Seriously? Seriously? Love that. It's really fun trying to film right next to railroad tracks and a construction site. All right, let's see what we have up next. Okay, our next creature is vampires. So let's see. I think there's a couple that I have. The first one I thought of was The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black, and I honestly really loved this because before reading this, the last vampire books I read were the Twilight series, and that was when I was, I don't know, in like middle school or something. So I kind of thought like the vampire world was kind of a little cliche and not something I'd really be into like after that. But I gave this one a shot and I really was surprised by how much I loved the world that Holly Black created. So this is one I definitely think you guys should read. The other one that I thought of is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. And I'm pretty sure that this is a vampire book. It doesn't really say too much about it in the synopsis, but from what I've heard, it does end up dealing with vampires or at least some kind of supernatural creatures. So I haven't read this one yet, but I'm definitely excited to see what it's all about. And the only other vampire series, well, I'm sure there's a lot, but the other one that popped in my head aside from like the Twilight series and what I showed you is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I have heard really great things about it, haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I also know that I think there was a movie for the first book, and I think I saw that when I was a lot younger, so I don't know, that's also kind of a cool world that I think a lot of people enjoy, so I'll definitely have to read that one too. And if you've read it, please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and if I should read it. All right, next we have... That just fell on the floor, but that's okay. The next one we have is Ghosts and Spirits. So the only thing that really comes to mind for me is Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. So let me grab that. And this is definitely a series that I have heard extremely good things about. Like pretty much every other booktuber that I've watched, they've all really enjoyed this series. And I just recently got this one, so I'm definitely going to try to move this one to the top of my reading list. But I'm pretty sure that this involves a lot of spirits. I think it involves like a clairvoyant mom, and I think our main character kind of starts to see them, or at least sees one boy. I don't know, I don't really know too much about it, but I know that it also has some spirits and stuff in it. All right, so let's see what our next one is. These are so hard to open. I need to not use sticky notes, my goodness. Okay, next we have werewolves. And again, only like one thing comes to mind. I haven't really read a lot of werewolf books. So the only one I can really think of is, let me see if I can find it. The only one I can really think of is the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I know that one of like the side characters is Luke, who is a werewolf, and he kind of plays a big part with Clary's life and all that stuff. So I know that he's a werewolf, and there's some other werewolves in here too. But other than this one, I can't really think of anything else. I think Maggie Stiefvater has another series about werewolves. I think the first book is called Shiver, if I remember correctly. So I definitely might pick those up, because doing this really made me realize like how many different supernatural creatures I enjoy, but like I don't really own a lot of those types of books. So I definitely might pick those up. Let me know if you enjoyed it and if I should give those a shot. All right, let's see what our next one is. I think we only have 2 left. So let's do this one. This one is Fallen Angels and Demons. So I'm pretty sure the only Fallen Angels series that I have is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. And I've had this series since middle school, maybe high school. I can't remember when it came out, but I read this a really long time ago, and I know that I really, really enjoyed it. And I just recently like found these again, and I read the first one again, and I definitely still enjoyed it, but I didn't really like it as much as I remembered. So I'm not really sure if it's just something that I enjoyed as a younger reader, and now that I'm a little older, I didn't really like it too much. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely gonna continue through the rest of the series and see what I think. But this is the main Fallen Angel series that I think of. Oh, another Fallen Angel series that I just remembered was Fallen by Lauren Kate. And again, I read at least the first 2 books a long time ago, kind of around the same time as I read Hush Hush. But I know that's also kind of like mixed reviews, but I think that a lot of people enjoyed it, and that's another main Fallen Angel series that I could think of. In terms of the demons, I think of the Mortal Instruments or the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. Just the whole Shadowhunter world, their whole point is kind of to protect mundanes by getting rid of all the demons and keeping the peace between all the supernatural creatures. So that's definitely like the world I think of when I think of books involving demons. All right, we are on to our last supernatural creature. So our last one is Wizards, Warlocks, and Witches. And I think the first thing everyone thinks of is Harry Potter. Yeah, so I think the first thing everyone thinks of is Harry Potter, for sure. And I actually have not read this series yet. I know it's crazy. I feel like everyone has read it, seen the movies, everything, but I have not. I think I read the first book at least in like 5th and 6th grade. I forget. We had to do some kind of like project about it. I don't remember. But honestly, since then I haven't read it. But I am actually going to reread this first one and do a book review on it at the end of October as my last Hallowreads video. So definitely stay tuned for that. I think it'll be fun to kind of see my reaction reading all of these for the first time. So I'm excited. A warlock that I think of right away is Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instruments series, and, well, I guess just the Shadow World in general. I think there's even the Bane Chronicles, which I haven't read yet, but He is just super cool. I love seeing him throughout all of these books. I just really love him as a character, and he's a super cool warlock. So if you're into that, I would definitely give this whole world a chance. And then in terms of witches, I realized that I at least can't really think of any books on my shelf that have to do with witches, which is crazy because I feel like that's kind of a really popular thing to write about. So I would love some recommendations. If you have any ideas of ones I should pick up, that would be really great. So yeah, I would really appreciate that. Those are all the recommendations I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this fun little video, and next week I'm excited to be doing a book review for Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, which is the first graphic novel that I read, so please stay tuned for that. And please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also click the notification bell so you can know when I upload videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.